capture the objectives.
Hey, all you awesome people of I Play COD, what is going on? This is SgtCortez bringing you my first game of Black Ops 2 to the IPC channel. It's obviously not my first game ever, but it's the first one that I decided was good enough to send to you guys for all of your enjoyment. It's a headquarters on the map Express, and I'm using the FAL OSW with the primary gunfighter wildcard. And I have the target finder, suppressor, and select fire. Gotta love that full auto. That thing is so sexy. That sexy auto FAL. But I thought I would use this video because it is kind of long. It goes to full completion. To just go over a few things. First off, for all of you Americans out there that watch I Play COD and some of the international people that celebrate it too, I hope you have all a wonderful Thanksgiving, or you had one, because I'm recording this Thursday night, and I just got done watching the heart attack that was the Lions-Texans game. And if you are a fan of either of those teams, I feel for you. If you're the Lions, I feel for you. If you're the Texans, you know, honestly, I could go either way with that game. I really don't have a preference for either team. I am a New York Giants fan, so this game really did not impact me at the slightest. But right now is the Washington-Dallas game, and that game is huge for us. So I am hoping for the Redskins to win and knock the Cowboys back under 500. Suck it, Romo. But anyway, back to the gameplay. I thought I would also take this time to go over some just primary thoughts, just some initial reactions and things like that. And I'm sure you've heard this a million times with everybody else that you might be sub to, just, you know, going over initial reactions, what you thought was good, what you thought was bad, why you think Infinity Ward is better, why you think Treyarch is better. My personal opinion is that basically since World at War, I've thought that Treyarch was the better company, and that I don't take anything away from what Infinity Ward has done. Infinity Ward made a great game in Call of Duty 4, and then after that, they basically just turned their back on the community, and I'd say they just money hoard out Call of Duty and just tried to make it as crazy as possible. Whereas Treyarch still cares about us, the fans, and just incorporating things like, obviously Infinity Ward had all their custom playlists like Infected and Gun Game, and which by the way was Treyarch's idea first, which by the way was Counter-Strike's idea first, so I don't know. But things like Money in the Dank and stuff, and like VIP, I don't even know if they had a VIP. I haven't played Modern Warfare 3 in 6 months, so don't quote me on this. But Black Ops 2 is here. It's been out a week, and I could not be happier for the most part. I mean, I don't really have that many gripes with this game, just apart from a few small things that I think would eventually be improved on in the net code, because Treyarch is constantly patching their games and making them better, and the fucking bouncing Bettys, I need to get Flak Jacket back. Which is something I've never really said before. I noticed that during my first playthrough of all the levels, you know, before I prestiged, I used Flak Jacket a lot, and I saw myself using it because I was watching all of the Machinima live streams, and, you know, other people getting the 10th Prestige live streams, which whoever was doing it, I think Incredible Orb was one of the people doing it. But there's just explosions everywhere. It feels like a Modern Warfare game where there's explosions everywhere, and Flak Jacket is known to really protect you from those. So during my first run through of all the levels, basically from level 30 whatever when you unlock it until I prestiged, that was my main first perk. I mean, obviously you see now my first perk is Ghost, but that's just because I haven't unlocked Flak Jacket yet. Once I get it, I'll be rocking the perk 1 Greed and taking both of them at the same time, because I still love Ghost to this day. I loved it in Black Ops 1. I used it as a really aggressive style, and now that it has to be used aggressively to be effective in Black Ops 2, it really doesn't impact me. It just fits my playstyle even better, and I don't have to worry about campers anymore with Ghost. So that is one thing, though, that I think needs to be improved on Treyarch. Just upping the speed that you need to be moving for Ghost to work. Either just up it to when you're sprinting, or when you're like moving at a normal pace, like sprinting slash walking, because when you just sit there and you're crouch walking and it's still blurring you out on the radar, that's really not doing the job. So I think you need to be able to walk a certain amount of like steps in a certain amount of time, otherwise Ghost won't kick in. Or I don't know the system that they have for doing it now, but it needs to be something like that. And even with cutting out all the headquarters deaths and just sitting there for dead for 30 seconds, this is still a 14-minute game, and I'm just like, how can this go to completion on a small map like this? Next thing I want to talk about, yeah, I guess it could be maps. Maps overall, this was one of my favorite ones, Express, just because I always do well here. This is it's one of the only symmetrical maps in the game, and I think that's why I like it so much. You know, Gears of War, as much as I love it, you know, it had a lot of symmetrical maps in the beginning when it first came out, like the first Gears. And that's what I loved about it, because no matter what side you spawned on, you really weren't at an advantage. Because most of the maps are symmetrical, you had the same playing field to work on. But Call of Duty is known for asymmetrical maps and things like that. But Express is a nice break because it's basically a mirror image on either side. Like, split down this ladder right here, you have, you know, equal halves. And I think it just makes it more competitive, and you know where everything is and stuff. You don't have to worry about where a spot is on one side of the map when you're on the other side, because you have a spot there like that. I do not like some of the play styles that are becoming of these maps. I mean, for instance, if you've played Carrier at all in the last week, you know that people are going to quick scope on the folding, like, floor of the Carrier. I don't even know what that's called. But whatever it is, people will just sit there and head glitch and quick scope on it. And, you know, that makes me not want to play Carrier anymore. I mean, you obviously are always going to have some maps that you don't like, and here I'm just dropping a lightning strike to try to protect the headquarters while we get in there and cap it. But Carrier just doesn't seem good anymore. It doesn't seem appealing just because that's all people want to do. And then I can't play Hijacked because Hijacked has become the new Nuketown. When Nuketown got taken out of the playlist, and even before that, before they put it back in, Hijacked is the new Nuketown. People always vote for it when it comes up, and it's so small. The spawns are so erratic, it feels like Modern Warfare 3 again, but that's the only game... That's not the only game, it's the only map where I feel the spawns are anything near as bad as Modern Warfare 3. You may have your own gripes. Leave your comments in the comments below about what you think about the spawns and everything in the maps. But I personally just do not like Carrier and Hijack. The rest of the maps, as far as my favorites go, Express is definitely one of them. I love how the train comes through and kills everyone that's not really ready. I've almost been run over a bunch of times. I think it comes up like right here or something. No, I guess not. But there's been plenty of times where I've watched the gates go down and I'm on the track and I just sidestep for an instant and the train goes blowing by me and I'm just like, whew, wow. Dodged a train there. But, you know, as far as favorite maps, I want to say Express is definitely one. Standoff, I could go either way. Standoff's good. I've had a lot of good games on there, but, you know, sometimes it just doesn't work out. And other maps, you know, I'll name as they come to me, but I can't really think of any right now because I'm trying to do this commentary. And, okay, so let's move on to the next thing, which is guns and kill times. The guns sound much better. This game overall sounds much better. The sound engine that Treyarch put in, it sounds much better than it used to. There's a lot more call-outs. There's a lot more audio cues that you have to pick up on. They have individual audio cues for snipers. When you kill a sniper, it'll say sniper down. Which is, I guess it's a great idea because if you're pinned down by a sniper and then you hear a couple of gunshots and you hear sniper down, it lets you know that, you know, obviously the sniper's dead. And then you can move up. Besides that, you know, the sound engine itself is beyond what it could have been in Black Ops. I mean, it was great here, and I'm getting totally sidetracked. Nice hunter-killer clutch to save my life. Score streaks, I haven't seen a lot of high-end ones, but like I said, it's only been a week since the game came out, and people are still using low streaks. I'm still using low streaks. This game, it was UAV, Hunter Killer, and then Lightning Strike. But now I've moved up to UAV, Hellstorm, Lightning Strike. So, you know, I'm just inching my way up there, dropping Lightning Strikes on the headquarters, just to try to soften it up so we can get in there. Eventually, I'll probably move up to AGRs or orbital VSATs, but probably keep the UAV on as I used to do. I basically always keep the UAV. I think right here I sidestep the train, or it just rolls right past me. So kill times is one of the few gripes that I have with this game. I just feel like it takes a little too long to kill people. And plenty of times where I've gotten a bunch of hit markers on someone and they don't die, and then times like that where you just mope through people. But I think it doesn't happen enough to where it's game breaking. But if Treyarch could just, you know, work on some of the hit marker issues, then I think this game will be much better, like speed wise. Like I said though, it's not game breaking, so it's just something that I'm gonna have to adapt to and work into my playstyle for the future. Just getting used to having to shoot more bullets to kill people. That's why I use the FAL a lot. It's like my number 2 gun because it takes 2 shots to kill. Now that I have the fully auto attachment, you know, you can just go boom boom, and you know, the guy's dead with 25 rounds in the mag. It's pretty hard to not kill someone with 2 shots when you have 25. Last thing I want to go over is just the weapons and what I've seen from all of them. As far as assault rifles go, I've seen pretty even spread across the board of all the assault rifles being used. I don't really see any of them being overpowered per se. I'm seeing a lot of the high-level users with the AN-94. A lot of prestige people took the AN-94 with their prestige token. I myself took Ghost, but next time I prestige, I'm going to be taking the AN-94 also. And then the time after that, I'll probably be taking Flak Jacket, and then after that, who knows. But pretty even. Don't really see any overpowered weapons yet there. I think the SWAT 556 is terrible. I think the M8 is great. Maybe the M8, the second burst fire one that fires 4 rounds in a burst, maybe that one needs a nerf a little bit. I don't know. As far as SMGs go, as right here I get a Kamikaze Smaw! Totally did not plan on jumping down there, or maybe I did. As far as SMGs go, I'm seeing, again, pretty even. I guess it's leaning more towards the MSMC, MP7, and Scorpion EVO. Maybe the Scorpion needs a fire rate nerf. Maybe the MP7 needs a recoil nerf. As far as shotguns go, a lot of 870s and S12s. The 870, the pump action, the S12, the semi-auto one. The 870 is, for me, it's really inconsistent, and I use the laser sight and long barrel on it, so I have range and hip fire. But it's just a hit marker machine, and I can't really bother to be using it. As far as LMGs go, the LSAT, the LSAT, the LSAT, all day, every day. That thing is a beast, and I have the foregrip and full metal jacket on it, and then I use the overkill wildcard with a PDW. So whenever anybody gets close, I fast hands over to the PDW, and that thing wrecks. As far as snipers go, get teabag, kid. As far as snipers go, DSR and SVUAS all day. But that's the end of the video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Drop a like, drop a comment, stay frosty, and I'll see you out there on the battlefield.